In this movie, we'll look at how to sync sound to an animation. So I'm going to test what I have here in the Flash Player. So you can hear the machine making movements. The sound for those animations are embedded inside of the ARM Anim MC movie clip and the Gears movie clip. So I have the sounds inside of those movie clips, and if I double click them, you can see I have them inside of there, and I've set both of them to be start sounds. So I don't want that sound to be looping over itself, which would happen if I had it set to event. So I have it at start, and then let's take a look at the drop sound. So we're going to add the drop sound for the drop going into the barrel. So I'm going to double click the drop on the main timeline, and here I have the drop animation. So I've already created the sound layer. Now, using sound, all you have to do is put a keyframe in the right spot, drop in the audio file, and then you can move around that keyframe so that it works with your animation. So let's say I created a keyframe on frame 3. I can do that with F6 or F7. Both will create a blank keyframe because frame 1 has a blank keyframe. So I'll go to the library and click and drag to drop the audio file that starts with 13 onto the stage. So I drop that in there, and then you can see the sound in the timeline. So you notice the sound happens a little bit early. And the reason why I can hear it is because the sound is set to be a streaming sound. So you may want to make that change now, because that's the best way to sync a sound with an animation. So let's look at how to move the sound. So I want that sound to happen as the drop is falling into the bucket. All I have to do is select the keyframe and click and drag to move it. That looks good. So I'll test the movie in the Flash Player and see what it looks like. There you have it. If you're having trouble seeing your sound waves in the timeline, you can expand the layer size in a few different ways. One way is to go to the options area of the timeline and then choose one of the larger frame sizes. You can go to preview to see a large version of your frames, so I can more clearly see the sound wave here. I also get a preview on the drop layer of what the art looks like. Another way to adjust the size of your layers is to double-click the layer icon to open up the layer properties window. In there, you can adjust the layer height. So I can say 300%, click OK, and my layer height's bigger, and giving me an even more expanded view of my layer. So to sync sound with an animation, drop it into a keyframe in the right place, and you can adjust the layer size through the timeline and through the layer properties window.